If you are somebody who has been asking yourself, how do I start a spiritual business? Something that I do what I love, helping others, while feeling really good and aligned with my soul purpose. You've come to the right place. I'm going to teach you the step-by-step guide for how to build a beautiful spiritual business. Before we get started, please, in the comments below, please tell me where you're at in your business. What are you struggling the most with? Because I will make a special video up next just for you on that very topic. Is it acquiring more clients, getting more leads, making sales, creating an offer? I don't know, building a magical sales funnel. Where do you feel like you're struggling the most when it comes to growing your spiritual business? Put it below. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Emily Aarons, and I'm best known as a spiritual business coach and energy healer. I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs, leaders, founders, high-achieving women to grow their business and scale it feeling amazing. So doing good things, feeling their best, that is my jam. So first, before we get into the step-by-step guide for how to grow your spiritual business, I'd like to start with a couple of mistakes that I see a lot of folks make. The first mistake that I see people make is looking outside of yourself for the answer. Literally, we have to learn what to do. We do. Whether it's in a book or a podcast or a course, there is some component when you're building a business that you have to learn how to do it. We at some point didn't know how to do it. We educate ourselves and then we learn how to do it. But beyond that, it's really important to be able to stay in your own lane instead of looking outside of what everybody else is doing, because the magical world of marketing will tell you that if you want, you can apply somebody else's beautiful 5-step framework and make 6 figures in 6 weeks. It is a bunch of BS. And we can't keep doing that to ourselves because it makes us feel smaller, not amazing little beautiful snowflakes that we are. If we keep comparing ourselves to everybody else, we're going to feel behind. We're going to feel, why are they doing it? They have 10,000 followers. Why do I have 2? What's going on? What's wrong with me? Nobody's buying my stuff, but these people are making $1 gazillion in sales. No. Don't believe all the hype, because a lot of the things that really experienced marketers have is money to make glossy, amazing websites and ads. And maybe you're starting out or you're kind of getting the wheels going and you don't have the same money. You can't compare yourself to them. That's insane. But you know what you have, my friend? You got heart. So let's use that heart, let's use that soul, and let's show your vibrancy, let's show your energy, let's show your integrity to start helping people one at a time. And what happens is, if you imagine you're laying a foundation, brick by brick by brick. Yeah, maybe you only have 3 bricks, and they have a whole building, and they have a chimney and stuff. But listen, eventually you'll have a wall and a foundation and rooms, and maybe you too can have a chimney someday. My point is, you can't compare yourself to others. That is the number one thing that is going to shoot down your business, and it's going to kill your mojo. All of your energy in your business is going to go because you're looking outside of yourself. So I want to teach you how to look inside for answers, but also how to align yourself. I don't want to give away too much of my little pillars, but that's what we're going to be doing today. So no matter if you are brand spanking new or you've just been at it for a little while and you're not making the money that you like to make, here's how to build a spiritual business. 3 simple pillars. I'm going to go through every single one of them. And then, of course, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you go, but what about this, Emily? Please leave it in the comments below and I will make you a special magical video to follow up. Okay. Number 1 is ask. I know it sounds like so lame and so simple, but when you ask for what you want, likely you're probably going to get it. So the problem is a lot of us, we're not asking specifically for what we want. So you're like, yeah, I want to make more sales. Of what specifically? So sometimes what happens when we're entrepreneurs is we have this wide open calendar and we don't know what to do any given day of the week, but we know we should be making money. We really should be making money by now. Where's the money coming from? But we haven't even asked for a sale yet. We probably haven't even told anybody we have something for sale. And if we have told somebody we have something for sale, we maybe did it once. We never followed up, or we should have followed up, but we feel weird about following up. Use the word ask in 2 different ways. Ask, number 1, ask yourself, what do I want? What is your goal? Is your goal to book 5 private clients a month? Okay. Is your goal to book a workshop? Okay. But you need to be really clear on what that is. Otherwise, we don't know how to build the machine and the momentum to get you to the goal station at the end. So what is it that you want? Ask yourself that. And then asking them. Have you asked them for the sale? So I can't be saying, listen, nobody's buying my one-on-one sessions. Did you tell anybody that you had one-on-one sessions available? Seems so obvious. And yet here we are having this conversation because you haven't asked and you haven't told anybody that you have one-on-one sessions available, right? I know it seems so obvious, but yet we still do this. And then we'll kick ourselves while we're down. So here's what we want to do. Whoop, I'm going to knock over my light. I'm not going to knock over my light. Segment your calendar so that you can put blinders on and be clear about what you want to work on day to day, week to week. So if we have this big, broad, open calendar, now I am jumping around, but I'm coming home. Look at your calendar. I'm a paper calendar and Google Calendar kind of gal. So I have things digitally on my calendar online, but I like to have a written one. So I'm just going to open up to a random day, looks like in December. If I have this beautiful open spot here, I'm not going to fill it with 95 to-do lists. I'm going to probably put 2 things each day that I'm going to focus on with blinders on, that I'm going to focus on. How can I make the money, the sale this week? Who do I need to be? What do I need to do in order to make that happen? So how can I ask? So maybe one of the things on my schedule is every single Tuesday, I send out an email asking for the sale. And I'm not just saying, hey, does anybody want to buy a session with me? I'm going to share a story. I'm going to share an anecdote that would lead people to an emotional response that leads them to getting there. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself as well. Let me back up to another ask. I guess there's 3 versions of ask. Asking the universe and getting clear with what your goal is. Asking other people for the sale. But the third most important ask is something you're going to come back to all the freaking time, only if you want to make sales, which is asking them, what do you want? A lot of newer folks neglect to ask other people in their community, on their Facebook group, in their Instagram, on their YouTube channel, what is it that you want? If you rewind this video, you'll see that I just did that. When I said, I will make you another video if you tell me what else you want. See how I did that? So, sorry, I'm being weird. Anywho, when you ask people what they want and they start to tell you, look, there's little fluttering angels all around. Isn't that interesting? When you ask people what it is that they want, then you can deliver that to them. Let's go in a little bit deeper. Now, this is a longer video. I'm sorry. It's going to probably be broken into a few parts. The ask section is longer than I anticipated. When you ask people, say, hey, when it comes to blank, what are you struggling the most with? So you could be a mindset coach. You could be a menopause coach. You could be a Reiki healer. You could be I don't know, whatever you are. When it comes to writing your first book, what do you struggle with the most? When it comes to growing your business, what do you struggle with the most? When it comes to losing weight, what do you struggle with the most? When it comes to finding a partner, do you see what I'm saying? That question is really, really key. Once you start to kind of know your person a little bit more and know the words that they use and know what they're kind of generally interested in, then you can do more of a poll. So if I could wave my magic wand and teach a special workshop just for you on one of these 5 topics, which would it be? So you're giving them 5 different things to choose from, and you're going to get the feedback coming to you. So the first thing is asking. You're going to ask them for feedback, okay? When they start to tell you what they want, that should be this alarm going off in your head going, I know what to do now. I know what to do now. Number 2 in the pillar would be align. I will do more on this. I'm sure in a future video, I want to give you the quick version of this. When they tell you, Emily, you know what I want? I want to learn more about spirit guide communication and how I can utilize that to grow my business. Okay, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a workshop on spirit guide communication and how it can help you to grow your business. Why? Because I asked you what you wanted and then you told me what you wanted, so I'm making it for you. It's that simple. Sometimes what we're trying to do incorrectly is give people a solution and an answer, but they didn't ask us for that. It's imagine like if you're going to a restaurant and people just come out with like a plate of food and you're like, why are you serving me spaghetti and meatballs? I'm a vegetarian. This is awkward. Can I have something else? That's what your customers could be doing, because what you're delivering them is not necessarily what they asked for. Versus when you go to a restaurant, you go to your favorite restaurant, you order that spaghetti meatballs because you've been craving that spaghetti meatballs. It's the best around and you can't wait. And they deliver it to you. You're gonna have a very different visceral response to it. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this. I can't wait to dive in. You tuck your napkin in and you get ready to dive into it. That's what we want our customers doing. We want to ask them what they want, align an offer, give them a workshop, and then from the workshop, give them another offer. What else can you help them with to get them to talk with spirit guides? Maybe my initial offering is a spirit guide workshop, but maybe my secondary offer is I can help you find your spirit guides. I can communicate to your spirit guides for you. I can give you a course on spirit guide communication. I can do a retreat for spirit guides. Like, do you see how I can make an initial workshop and then offshoot it to a different sort of call to action, CTA? That could be another thing. This is something really important to know, and I want to flash the lights at you. This is really important right now. Part of the trouble when you're new is simply a numbers game. Statistically speaking, only 1 to 3% of the folks who are on your workshop are going to buy the next thing. Even if you do a free workshop and 100 people come to it, only 1 to 3% of people are going to buy. So if you have a workshop and 20 people come to it and nobody buys, that's because statistically that's normal. If you have a workshop with 20 people and 1 person buys, that is a miracle. And you should be doing the happy dance and celebrating what a boss you are and how amazing your content is. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to do that workshop again because you just proved that it works. You're going to tweak it and fine tune it and get it better and more dialed in, and you're going to do it again. Maybe you can get 40 people in the next one. Ooh, can you get 2 people to buy the next one? You're going to just keep doing it and keep perfecting it until it starts to go and it feels good. Part of that aligning the offer, it feels good for you, but it also feels good for them. The final and third part of my pillars is allow. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself. Sometimes why we're not receiving income or clients is because we are simply afraid. What if we receive this and like everything blows up and we become the most amazing, famous person in the world and then, oh my God, but we haven't just started, right? We are 10 steps ahead. So we block ourselves from abundance or receiving more customers because we're afraid of what the future might look like. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to receive because we've been used to receiving such a very low amount for so long that would actually be disruptive to our equilibrium and our energy if you just had 20 paying clients come in. I mean, do I even have the infrastructure to allow for 20 people to come in? The other piece of allow is another meaning, which is how can I allow people to come in? What is the type of person I need to be? What's the type of person that allows in 20 sales? What are they like? What is their energy? What is their presence when I connect with them? The future me version that said, I want to get those 5 clients, private clients a month. What is the future version of me that did allow those 5 clients a month? Let's just pause and sit with that for a second. What does that future me look like who allows in 5 clients a month? She's really happy. She's really open. She sees that her sales funnel is working. She sees that people are enjoying their sessions. She sees that people are asking to rebook. She sees that people are referring their friends. She sees that there is so much abundance and it's so amazing that she continues to put her offers out there and people continue to buy. That vibration, that energy is what you want to have. And every time you dip below that, you might see sales dip below that too. And so your ongoing work is to shift to that future self, get into that higher vibrational alignment as often as you can, daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Anytime that you feel a dip or a closing in or a closing off of your energy field, know that you're just a little off and a little out of alignment. So you got to get back to get that nice aligned offer and start to allow more in. Allow yourself to open up to the next level. Allow yourself to be guided. How does it get better than this? Okay, I did my workshop. I did that great offer for my course, or I did that offer for my one-on-ones. Now, what else am I allowing? What else? How does it go? How does it get better from this? What does this work want me to know? And I can tell you something as well. You do not need a fancy website necessarily. You might, depend on your business. You don't need fancy equipment. Your phone is pretty good. But building a business can take a lot longer than you think. It can also cost you a lot more money than you think, because we believe in all those fancy marketers who say we can do it in 6 weeks, 6 figures in 6 weeks. I did it, now you can too. So it's really important to have the infrastructure in your heart and your soul to be able to align yourself, to come back up, get back up and keep going. That is why it is so important to be able to have resources that support you. I'm going to link up to another video that can help you with staying aligned, staying grounded, and using even your Akashic records to open up more in your business. There is so much more that we can do here. I can't wait to share them with you. Again, leave your comments below, leave your questions below. Where in your business are you struggling the most? How can I support you more? And just as a refresh, ask, align, and allow. Let's get your business growing into that next level just by starting to put little pieces in front of the next. Use your calendar intentionally, be wise with your time, and have fun in the process. Thanks for being here. Make sure that you like and subscribe. More of this every single week. I go live every single Thursday, so you do not want to miss that. If you have a burning question you'd like to ask me, please join me. Don't ever feel shy. I'm happy to help and support you to grow your business in alignment so that it feels good to make good money. Lots of love. Thanks for being here.